Welcome back to the orb, you degenerate old schoolers. As a reminder, save your shit as you go, because I just got done narrating this whole video and it deleted itself. So here's to take number 2. Tonight we have an Xpoints game between myself and Oliver. This is my game number 6, the final one of the normal monthly play. Oliver is back on a red-white control deck. He's made a few changes, so let's go take a look at those decks. And here's a look at Oliver's deck. You know, I'm no rocket surgeon, right? But I think what Oliver wants to do here is play a few lightning bolts out to murder your creatures, gain a few life if you can off those ivory towers, and really just get to 4 to 6 mana sources. 4 either to play down his book, the Wrath of Gods, the Icy Manipulator to really shove your deck backwards. Or the 6 mana sources really for the win condition. And that condition is 3 Triskelions, some heavy hitting, tire iron carrying bastards, and 3 Jade statues. And I like those things. I mean, there's a 40-foot tall statue that just occasionally falls over and kills everything around it. 3/6, such a pain to deal with. Both of them are. And then, for his points, he's got Mana Ramp with Soul Ring, 4 Felwar Stones, 4 Mishra's Factories, and 3 Maze of Ith. He's also have a Consecrate land down there in the bottom right corner. He's got one sitting up in his sideboard. That's going to be a little bit of trouble for me since I want to remove all his lands. Also in his sideboard, he has 3 Swords to Plowshares in case those creatures he's playing against are bigger than lightning bolt range. He's got 2 Karmas because black is a dick to deal with. 3 Divine Offerings and 1 Disenchant because lots of artifacts and enchantments are also tough to deal with. 3 Rebs for all the blue spells, an extra book in case the game goes long, and 1 City in a Bottle. And here's a look at my deck. We've seen it before. My points are 4 Armageddons, 3 land taxes, so I want to do land stuff. Either remove it all or go search for some of it. Then my deck, I want to play creatures very quickly. Everything's relatively low casting cost. 4 Savannah Lions, 2 Acacian Javelineers, 4 Dibs, and 2 Preachers because I want them up on the pulpit and bringing new members into my audience. The real spice card that's been a surprise, to say the least, has been Unsummoned. I have 3 of them in the deck. They've worked way better than I would have ever given them credit for. I'm glad I played with them. I have to find another home for them. This was a good setup, but I think there can be an even more efficient setup with it. 3 Black Vices, 3 Counter Spells, 3 Disenchants, and a playset of Swords to Plowshares. So, enough messing around. Let's go check out game number 1. And here is game number 1. As a reminder, please like and comment and subscribe if you like my content. Oliver starts off with a very quick start. Plains into Soul Ring into Felwar Stone. I follow with the Plains and the land tax to answer back. Hammerheim and Disenchant. That's brutal. So, yeah, I'd go Oliver. I mean, he's got 5 mana sources out turn 2 here and Xpoints. I have a Plains. That does something. I play an island and the Felwar Stone of my own. As far as resources go, he's on it. Man, he slams down a book. This is tough. Turn 2 book. He did miss a land drop. I get a desert out. And something does slow him down with that book, a black vice. Oh, there we go. And a disenchant on the book. So, a little counterintuitive, but I don't want him. I don't want him drawing with that book. And, oh my god, here comes another book. Book 2 is out. Oliver really says it's time to read. The Light of God comes through, and about the same time the preacher hits the table. Or maybe that was the light of Oliver. Could have been anything. And he just passes. I see my preacher in for 1. You know, I don't really want my preacher out there attacking. He's not the most efficient creature out there. I want to steal something of his and make it go attack him. So I do get another Acacian Javelineer out. I pass to him. He's tapping for Wrath of God. Okay. I tap 1. Unsummon the preacher. So not even God can kill those preacher. Oh. Oliver says God can't kill that preacher. He plays a lightning bolt. Preacher dead. But that really made the exchange better. A little bit. Because he was going to play 1 card, take care of 2 of mine. Instead, I played 3, or he took care of 3 essentially, and he had to play 2. He had to play Lightning Bolt and the Wrath. Okay, consecrate land. That's going to make that factory tough to deal with, to say the least. I play a Dib. But, you know, this isn't good math. He can stick in for 2. I'm taking 1 of my upkeep. And I'm a life point behind. So, I mean, Dib's on blocking duty, right? He has summoning sickness right now. Oliver's tapping a lot of things. And here comes the Jade Statue. So, really even worse. You know, if I stick in, he's going to be coming back for 5 a turn. If not, I'm taking at least 1. And he can come in with everything because that factory can't die. Brutal. So here he goes. I stick him for 3, put him down to 16. He was on 19. He's down to 16. Look at all this artifact mana. He's got Soul Ring and 3 Fellwar Stones. He's activating and turning those artifact creatures sideways. I'm just taking a pummeling. I mean, I'm down to 11 in my upkeep. I swing back, put him on 13. Playing land, this does not feel good. I mean, really not even an Armageddon's going to save me here because he's going to have Soul Ring out. He's going to have his Fellwar Stones out. Look at this. I'm already down to 5. At 4 in hand. Sending the Dib in. That doesn't feel good. I put him on 10. He's drawing with the book again. Oh boy. He's untapping. Man, this is not looking good. He says, I'll just keep murdering you. And he does. So, yeah. I was standing on a set of train tracks, and the train just came and trucked me over. I've been trucked by a bus that was a train. So, quick game number 1. Good job, Oliver. He's up 1-0. And here we are with game number 2. So I get to lead Tundra down into a land tax. That always feels good first turn. Oliver plays a Plains. Passes back to me. I get a threat down. Don't play land. No need to. I want to activate that land tax. My threat's the Acacian Javelineer. You know, he's not very good against Oliver's deck. Mostly because, I mean, I guess he can block a factory and, you know, poke him for one, but kind of still tough to do. I do get 3 lands out. I play a second land. And I swing in for 1. You have to discard an island, which, that's fine. All I'm trying to do is, you know, thin the deck, have a higher statistical odds of drawing a threat. And Oliver removes my threat with a fireball on his turn. So that's tough. I mean, I want to get a threat or 2 down, remove all the lands from play, and then sneak in for the win with a bunch of, you know, 1, 2, 3 power creatures. So 2 more land taxes for me. You know, I don't fear the tranquility. I do fear that Shade statue he just played. Okay. That's going to be a problem. I just get 2 lands out. You know, ideally my deck, I want to Armageddon twice. I feel like that's the perfect like 1-2 punch. It's not the first one that gets him, it's the second one. I get a threat in the form of a Savannah Lion. And I pitch a Plains to the bin. Oliver's got another Plateau. He taps 2 for a Felwar Stone. He's activating the statue. Oh, high-tech sideboard. Hercule's Recall. That's going to shove 2 cards back in his hand. His Felwar Stone and that Jade statue. So, wow, that slowed him down by a whole turn. I mean, he pumped out that statue last turn. Now unaffected by Summoning Sickness, it's back in his hand. He can't replay it. He can replay that Felwar Stone, which is fine. I'm gonna sneak in for 2. There we go. Armageddon. Lands removed. I still have 3 in my hand. I guess the question is, you know, do I play it out? I have counter spells. The 2 blue seems a little greedy. I mean, when you have land taxes out and they're being activated, it's good, but you know, ideally I want to throw down Armageddons, and I have 2 white for Preacher. I mean, I have. They're low casting cost cards, but they're kind of mana hungry. Okay, so I think maybe playing this island was a mistake. He plays a factory, but because I have an island out and his Felwar's on, he taps it for color, or taps it for blue. You know, he gets to play this Chaos Orb. Okay, I have an answer for his factory, a Strip Mine. And I come in for 2. So he's down to 13. My decks are doing what I wanted to do, but here we go. We're going to flip this orb. So I think we have a quick conversation of how I want him to target my land tax. The flip is good. And he takes out the threat. So, I mean, he didn't play another land. So had I not played that island, I think, oh, there's one. But still, he would have just now been, I mean, he couldn't even use the Felwar Stone if I didn't land out. So I do get out another Lions. You know, I get it. I think I'm just trying to advance my deck. Oh, spicy Hercules recall again. Wow. That's not the habanero of Magic the Gathering. Love it. I mean, that just shoves, 2 mana sources back in his hand. And there he goes. He's playing it again. All the while, my lions are running free, dealing 2 a turn, tapping 4. There it is. Second Armageddon. It's not the first Shatterstorm that gets a Shop's deck. It's the second one. Heard that said a few times before. Extra aggression in the form of Black Vice. Lion coming in for 2 again. He's down to 7. This game is looking good. Black Vice, he goes to 4. And that's it. He's toast. He knows he is. He didn't draw the answer he needed to thin his hand. So, game number 2 is to my favor. We're now 1-1. Those are 2 pretty good games. So, let's move on to game number 3. And here we are with game number 3. Oliver's on the play and drops a factory. I turn my Tundra sideways and chuck out an Acacian Javelineer. Oliver taps 2 for a Felwar Stone, so he's getting that early mana ramp in. I'm shoving my Javelineer in for 1. And playing some backup heat in the form of a Savannah Lions. Turn my squad sideways again, and lightning bolt from the sky murders those kitty cats. He does take 1 from the Javelineer. I'm down to 18. And nothing else from me. I miss a land drop. No creature. Oliver, oh brutal. Oliver gets out a Maze of Ith and a book. I do answer back to the book very quickly with a Divine Offering. No reading here, please. Trying to get this game over with in a hurry. So I make Oliver practice his tapping skills. He undoes my Acacian Javelineer. Oh, but I don't untap it. This is a mistake on my part. And Oliver's coming in with his factory. I should have my Javelineer untapped. Okay, I do have an answer. I'm trying to shove his factory worker back in his hand along with his Felwar Stone, and he says, no, sir. I'm going to deny that with my blue Elemental Blast. But really, I should have this creature untapped. Oh well, mistakes are made. Part of the game, unfortunately. It happens. I tap for Armageddon, so yes. Thank goodness. Have the threat down. He does have Felwar Stone, which must be nice, and he hits another land. Oh, even worse, it's a Maze of Ith. And another factory. Wow. His pointed cards are in, coming to the rescue. And oh, another mistake here. He shouldn't be able to come in for 2 with the factory because I don't have a land down. So again, mistakes happen. I play most of my games late at night. Prefer to have a few adult beverages with them. I block, try and stick him with my Javelineer. He undoes the factory before damage. I do play a Tundra and a land tax. So, a lot's happening. Wow, look at this. Another factory. That's number 3. And he comes in. I'm down to 19. It does turn on my land tax. So I'm going to get to thin the herd here a little bit. So I continue to make him practice his tapping skills. Does my attacker with his maze. Now he's activating both factors. Oh, Hercules again. Look at this. He's tapped out. So he's going to lose his Felwar Stone. And 2 Maze of Ith. That's 2 land drop turns back to his hand. But I need another threat on the board. Now, Maze again. I play out another land tax. Oh, so he's back to mana ramping. Soul Ring into Felwar Stone with Mishra's Factory drop. So I'm really thinning out my deck here. I decided to take 4 lands. I mean, at this point, I'd really like to fire off another Armageddon. I mean, my 1/1's not doing anything, and his factory's just walking all over the place. He's bebopping, scatting around. Okay, tapping 3. Oh, Preacher. Okay. That'll stop us from seeing that factory bebopping and scatting around. He's tapping a lot of things here. Another book. Okay. That seems pretty good. Really have the card advantage on him at this point, just from land taxes. I have to be getting fairly low on basics. Sending the team in. Ooh, and Preacher is going to get struck down from the pulpit with a lightning bolt. I do have an answer to his book. So, yeah. I guess that was an okay trade. I don't really want to say either one of us is ahead. I'm probably ahead on cards. He's ahead on mana sources. I do swords out his factory. He gains 2, goes to 19. We both practice tapping things. I tap my creature, he taps his maze, and we both untap both of them. Thrilling event. Okay, Preacher's back. He's ready to do some talking. And another book's back. Wow. Preacher's going sideways again. Oh no. And the hand of Oliver strikes the Preacher down with a lightning bolt. So, preach no more. Off you go. So, I play out my own Felwar Stone. Oliver's like, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want over there. I'll just keep drawing extra cards. Taking a read. And how I wish I could take a read right now. And really, he only has 3 lands in play. We both do. He has access to 6 mana. Well, 5, I guess, but 5 in a Maze of Ith, which is really slowing me down. So Maze of Ith is pretty good for control decks. Okay, here's an answer. That was slow down on some of his book drawing skills. Black Vice and an immediate disenchant. Come on, Oliver. Just die on me, please. I mean, really, we're not very far into anything. Both on 19. I do play a Dib. He's drawing. So second threat's down, but Dib feels bad in the face of Maze of Ith. And this may be a problem. Consecrate land on Maze of Ith. So target land is indestructible, which means target land that was already a pain in the ass has become an infinitely larger pain in the ass. And oh my god, second Maze of Ith. Good job. And here's kind of what I was pointing to earlier, why I think red-white can be a winning deck. How clutch is this Consecrate land against me? He's had an answer for everything I've done, and he's drawing more cards than I am. I mean, I've filtered through more land, so that is something. We both practice tapping and untapping things. I have a disenchant. He draws with his book, so it goes to the book. At this point, I don't know. I probably should have thought about doing it on the land, because I do have land destruction. If I do it on the Maze of Ith and take off that Consecrate land and find that land destruction, that shuts off his book. But look at this. Oliver says, I'll just use all these little mana ramp things I find, and he's got 3 Felwar Stones in play and a Soul Ring. I've stopped playing land, I think, because I know I'm about out of land in my deck. I have a few more Tundras in there. Oh, here we go. Power Leak on his Consecrate land. And he says, no, sir. Power Leak to the bin. Dang. So, that would have made him use up some resources. Power Leak's a lot of fun. Some of my sideboard tech. I destroy everything, and then you can't pay for your enchantment and eat to a turn if you can't pay 2 colorless a turn. The video's getting a little grainy. But, all I'm doing is just losing a point of damage every turn. I'm down to 16. That Dib is slowly killing me. There's 15 in this upkeep. And all he's doing is drawing 2 cards a turn. Well, I guess he's not anymore, but he did that for a while. Another Felwar Stone, so he's got a playset of Felwar Stones out. Soul Ring. And I have a creature that's slowly flicking me in the eyeball. I mean, I'm down to 14 because of this Dib. I pitch a Desert. He plays out another Plains. Oh, he says he'll take that back. Oh, here we go. Trike. So, the fat boy with the tire irons coming out to play, and Divine Offering. These Divine Offerings never stick on a trike. They're self-exploding trikes. Arms are flying out everywhere. He murders a Javelineer. 1 to my face, and then 1 for the suicide. I gain nothing, which is the correct play. Trike's dealt with, so that's okay. But here we go. I'm still on the losing end of this. I do fire off an Armageddon. Spectacular. So, that's going to take care of a maze and a couple planes. Ooh, disenchant, and he's going to take out my Felwar Stone. And a bolt. Bolt to the face. So, I'm down to 9, and he's still got a maze in play. This is going to be problematic. Unfortunately, that Armageddon does not kill off that dib. But yeah, Consecrate Land. And, while we were playing this game, it was like, I think Armageddon's a board wipe. Doesn't it take out the Consecrate Land? And Oliver's like, no, dude, here's how you actually play Magic the Gathering if you haven't heard of it before. So I'm so desperate at this point. I do have to swords off my own dib. I gain 3 life and go to 12. He's got another factory in play. Ooh. Immediate answer, disenchant. But, I don't know, he feels years, if not light years, ahead of what I'm doing. I mean, here's another threat, but... Gosh, he's got access to 7 mana. And a Mazeth. So I keep playing land. City in a bottle. Okay, that knocks out my desert. Black Vice. Okay, that's something. Immediate disenchant again. And really, I don't know how big Vice is. I think at this point he can play out anything in this deck he wants to. So we're both playing a game of who can run into a good card. And he's just, wow. I want to deny mana. He's just so far ahead in mana resources right now. I mean, I'm rubbing 2 sticks together. He's walking around with a Zippo. Wow, look at this. I mean, he's up to 10 mana sources if he wants. And that maze. Yeah, I think I'm sitting on my side still shocked that the Armageddon doesn't board wipe out that stupid maze with a Consecrate Land on it. But, that's just me. I'm a little thick-headed. Here we go. There's another big threat down. That statue. Oh, yes. High-tech sideboard, Hercules, and he swords off Lions. But look at this. He's picking up 4, 5, 6, 7 cards to his hand. And I might have done it during his discard phase. So that's 7 plus the other cards he had in his hand. He's going to have to discard a few here. He fires off another Savannah Lions. I'm up to 16. I'm okay with getting some of that life back. He discards a City in a Bottle. The Plains. And the Felwar Stone. Okay. So, I mean, that worked out all right. Ooh, yes. Armageddon. Wow. Black Vice would have been smoking awesome deal right here. But, I mean, really, he would have been pretty well right out of the range of it. Look at this. Hammerheim, Soul Ring. That Soul Ring is so clutch. Soul Ring to Felwar Stone. I played Tundra. He plays another Plains. And he's got out a fucking Jade statue again. And I only say that because it's a complete pain in the ass for me to deal with. Another Felwar Stone. Statue comes in. Okay, that's one way to deal with it. Give him 3 life. He's up to 22. Swords to Plowshare, and that's a problem for me. He plays out an Ivory Tower. I mean, we are chewing through cards here. It looks like our graveyards are so big they can cast shadows. Okay, another dib, because I'm gonna have to race him here at this point. Oh, it's not a good situation though, because, well, even worse. We're gonna see an orb flip here. I'm sure he's trying to take out a threat, a creature, and oh, it's a mess. Ah, that one hurts. I mean, those orb flips, it's painful when they miss. I've missed plenty in my life. I'm sure I'll continue to miss some. It seems like a couple of them sneak up on me at once, but the race is on at this point. That dib is back to killing me. He can gain life with his Ivory Tower, and he's got an indestructible Maze of It down. And okay, so he smells blood. He swords off the lions. They should be removed from the game. At this point, he chucks a fireball at me and puts me down to 12. Another 2 from the dibs. This is not looking good. I think in my head I'm still trying to figure out how Consecrate Land is so powerful, and I don't own a bunch and haven't won with them yet. So I guess there's always next week. You know, he does a dib. He's still on 19. I'm taking 2 a turn. I can deal 3. Oh, okay. Math's a little bit better on this one. Taking 3 can deal 6 with a 3rd dib. But that's bad. I got like 3 turns. He's on 19. Oh, look at this. Fireball for a bunch. That's 5 more. I'm down to 5. I think Oliver's saying the beatings will continue until morale improves. I'll be the one taking the beatings. I go down to 2. This does not feel good. Swinging for 6 after he undoes 1. Play a Felwar Stone. I mean, what do I need here? I need a Time Walk and a Regrowth, which I have neither of them in my deck. I mean, he's still on 13. That wouldn't have done it. Brutal. Okay. I pass to him. He probably just sits back and says, do something dumb. I dare you. He's counting land. He's still got, 6 mana. Okay, there's something to prolong the game. I swords out my own dib. That's the 2nd time this has happened this game. Swords in your own creature is not a good feeling. Gain 3, lose 2 in my upkeep. Dibs back in, but I mean, this is not good. Tap 4 for another Armageddon, and I'm taking out 2 of his land. I lose at least a couple of mine. I pass to him. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do. I have 1 card left in hand. This doesn't feel good at all. I guess the Felwar Stones are turned off. That's my upside. Okay, I go down to 1. Draw a card. Man, he's on 10. I come in for 6. He says, no thank you, I'll only take 3. Play a 3rd Felwar. I was holding the Acacian Javelineer. But wow, all he has to do is pass back to me. And he says, I'll just throw down a Trike and let's end it now. Party on. I'm tapped out. No cards in hand. Look at that. I have 4 cards left in my deck. Oliver has just a few more. Land taxes thin the herd too much. My deck's so quick, I don't want to be down to my last 4 cards. I know that much. So, congratulations, Oliver. You got it 2-1. Thanks for watching.